Okay, the next place I recommend you go is to the Duomo, which, believe me, is not hard to miss. The Duomo was built in 1418, and it was decided after it was built that no other building would ever be taller than the Duomo in Florence, and still none are. So you can see the Duomo from practically every angle in the city. And if you climb to the very top, after trudging up 463 steps, which is really fun because the steps are narrow, but there's windows, so for those of you who are claustrophobic, it's not bad at all. Hoist yourself up to the top, and it's amazing. The views, you can see the whole city. It's just beautiful, and it's cool to stand on top of something that's been standing for almost 600 years. It's pretty sturdy. So to go see that, I think is €6, which is not bad at all. And when I went at like 5:30 at night, and there was no one there. So I highly recommend going there, again, early in the morning, late at night, because in the middle of the day, the Duomo is going to be crazy. So highly recommend climbing the Duomo. Very neat, because as you go inside the church and climb up, you can see the frescoes of the Final Judgment by Vasari that were made in the 1500s. So it's a really neat place to visit, and you can tell everyone that you were on top of the Duomo, which is really neat to say. Okay, the next place I highly recommend you visit is very good because it's free to visit, and that is the Church of Santa Maria del Fiore, or as it's known in the city, the Duomo. It's a huge, huge church, and it was started being built in the medieval times, so it's been there for quite a while. And don't let it fool you, the marble facade that you see on the outside with all the amazing pink and green marble, that is a neo-Baroque outside of the church that was put up during the 18th century, so that has not been there since the Renaissance. But the inside has, and you can go in for free. The entrance, if you're facing the Duomo, is the door to the far left, and once you go inside, it's very large and airy and nice and cool, especially if you're visiting Florence during the summer. Most places aren't air conditioned, but the inside of the Duomo is nice and cool, and it's just a great place to go and look around. Plus it's free, so I highly recommend you visit the largest church in all of Florence, which is Santa Maria del Fiore. Okay, the next two places I'm going to recommend you visit are again two churches. The first one is the Church of Santa Croce, which costs €3 to go into, but it contains the tombs of Michelangelo, Galileo, Niccolo Machiavelli, and the empty tomb of Dante. This church is very important because it's decided that all of the most important people in Italy's history would be buried there, and they are. The large square, Piazza del Santa Croce, in front of the church used to be used for jousting tournaments when the Medici were ruling Florence in the Renaissance. And there's a huge statue of Dante outside of the church to the left. And Dante looks very bitter in the statue, and it's supposed to represent how he felt about being exiled from Florence. So I hope you're able to visit Santa Croce because it's a very beautiful church. The next church I suggest you visit is San Lorenzo. It is a Renaissance church as well that all the Medici put money into rebuilding and fixing up. And located in the back of San Lorenzo is the Medici Crypt, which is an extra fee to visit. It's kind of expensive. I think it's €12 to €14 to visit the Medici Crypt. but it's highly worth it because everyone who's ever been part of the Medici family is buried there. And the tomb of the Medici was designed by Michelangelo, and it's just very gorgeous and lovely place to see because the statues in the Medici tomb were made by Michelangelo. So the statues are called Night and Day and Dawn and Dusk, and it's just a very neat place to see. Okay?